Hello and welcome to 19 Hits the Dragon. This is your host, Mike Daniel. You're joining us for part 2 of our Corner Office actual play. If you haven't heard part 1, well, go back an episode, listen to that. When you're all done, come back here. This episode will still be waiting for you. Thanks so much for tuning in. Enjoy.
Welcome home, Actioneer. Company Co welcomes you here. We thank you for your loyalty, for working in our company. You are such an important part of the Company Co family. Dear Actioneer, no matter what is going on outside of here, we know you're here to stay, so from your Company Co family, have a very nice day.
You have cleared all these obstacles and you find yourself face to face with the door that says HR. So this is a whole a whole floor of lower HR management offices. Now, as you get down, there's a window in the door, and you can see through it. Just that way, people aren't crashing into each other coming in and out of the stairs. But what you notice pretty quickly is there are actually some people in this office. You know that this Halloween party that you were at, almost every floor was having their own Halloween party. And this one, it looks like maybe it's still going because like the lights are kind of dim and flickering. And it looks like a lot of people are still in costume, just kind of standing around and chatting.
Well, maybe I can submit my resume here. Let's go.
Is this the floor where the IT thing is? Is this where we're going?
I don't recognize them.
Maybe this is HR. I don't think we can go down any further on this flight of stairs, though. So,
yeah. So as you look down, further below you, whereas you had been navigating a cluster of, just debris, someone, you imagine more than likely temps, have completely blocked this stairwell, like erected a wall of desks right here. So in order to get further, you would have to...
We're at the end of the map. Got it. Okay.
Gray area. Sorry. The chain link fence is too high.
Yeah, they don't have the smell that we usually have at the IT department, so I don't think they're IT.
Yeah, HR smells much nicer than IT generally. So let's...
Excuse me?
Absolutely.
All right. Let's
so you guys...
I guess we got to go in here, though.
Yeah, you guys make your way onto the floor. And what you notice... what you notice, I'm not going to make anybody roll for this, but as you enter and the light from the stairwell spills in for a second, like these costumes these folks are wearing, they're all like zombie costumes. Apparently it was a theme here. And they look like good. These are like, they probably coordinated this beforehand. They've been planning, which is impressive seeing as how no one could leave the building to buy costumes.
No, these are good.
Something you notice immediately is all of them do seem to be covered in the punch. Now, the punch was provided by Company Co. R&D, just like your goodie bags were, and it looks like all of them seem to just have a lot of this punch like on their shirts. And while their shirts are kind of a mess, it's pretty convincing costumes. The smell of this like overly fruity punch makes its way, it wafts over to you. Now, the three of you know you have glasses waiting for you back at your own party. Unfortunately, the punch was being poured out as you got your productivity reminders to get to your action goal meeting. So it seemed really good. You guys just didn't get a chance to have any of your own.
And smarts is my weak category. So I'm definitely going to start looking around, like asking around, like, hey, where's the snack table and stuff? And of course, I mean, I look like I've just been in a prize fight too. Like I'm down 6 assets from 8, so I'm not looking good right now, right? So hey, where's if everyone's dressed as zombies, where's the brains table? The brains, where the brains table?
And so the first actioneer you walk up to, you say that, and he says, brains
Brains. Yeah.
Oh, and immediately lunges at you.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
And he's going to make
boy.
a strength
Yeah.
roll here with a 1.
Cool.
So he gets. Tell you what do you do? Because as he like falls in towards you, like his jaw dislocates a little bit, and the skin kind of stretches and pops as he falls towards you with this rotting breath, and you see his fingers have kind of peeled away where he's scratched at stuff.
So I was hoping that because this had not yet come up yet, but I was hoping that the other item that I carried was my very mid-management company clipboard that has probably like it's like legal size too. It's got a nice metal clasp at the top. It's not like the cheap one, but the one with like the little foldy arm that you can like really solid. Yeah, exactly right. And so I've just like been carrying that up.
Well, it's got to be solid because you wear your trainer.
Exactly right.
So you're always moving, so your clipboard has to really.
I'm an idea guy, so I need to go ahead and be able to write this stuff down, right? And it's got like a pencil like jammed into the top, right? And so. So as Tim lunges at me with his jaw distends, I instinctively just hit him in the forehead with the clip from my clipboard. Just try to and whack him with my clipboard.
I like it. Go ahead. And I'm going to say, because he rolled a 1. So you don't even have to like roll an attack. What I'll say, because this clipboard is now your second item, correct?
It is. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
It's not going to give you any strength bonus, but this thing is solid, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So,
yeah. Totally. Yeah. Nothing but the finest.
I'm going to let you roll.
Maybe it's one of the nice aluminum. It's one of the nice aluminum ones with the lid on it.
The kind the astronauts use. Oh yeah.
Exactly right. Exactly. Yeah. And it even has like an astronaut pencil in it. Like, because I got it from NASA. Yeah.
This pencil writes in space.
I got it from the supply closet. But, yeah.
I'm going to say your clipboard is going to do 2d6 damage as long as you use this thing. So go ahead and roll me 2d6 against Tim, you said?
Yep. Tim's his name. Yep. That's 7.
7. Dude, Tim goes down. Like, he comes to fall on you, and you hold this clipboard up, and whatever is going on with him, he's not doing great because he bites down on the edge of this thing, and as his weight carries him forward, the top of his head just shears over it, and you pass through the back of his head with it. It's like he just and slumps down.
I think he's going to have to fill out an incident report for this.
Yeah, certainly.
Steve, get me an incident report.
They're in the clipboard.
Steve,
here's what we're gonna do. It's in the clipboard. There are
Steve,
6 other
wipe
actioneers.
Tim off on him, so I can get.
There are 6 other actioneers, and I'm gonna say, because it's IT,
HR.
We're in a cubicle
HR.
farm. HR, excuse me. I apologize. You're in HR. You're in another cubicle farm. There are 6 more of these things. We're going to roll initiative. Now, you have 2 options. You could go see what's going on behind you at this elevator, or you can make your way across the building. The regional headquarters is one big square because the architects are lazy, and it's about 150 feet to the other side of the building here to this other stairwell and elevator. So we are going to roll some initiative. Who's got it?
All right, I'll do it this time. Here we go.
Yeah.
That's 3.
Cool. Digging it. So Tim slides down, and the other guy that it looked like Tim was having a conversation with turns towards you and drops what appears to be like a portion of someone's torso. And like, you thought maybe they were sharing a bag of chips or something, but it's a bag of guts, and he drops it. And he comes towards you. Now, here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to split between the 2 of you. Oof. He's just going to make a straight strength on this as he goes after you, Mr. Alex Michael Zach. Oh, my God. And that's a 2.
All right.
I'm going to say that he just goes down, like he comes towards you and immediately falls over Tim laying here on the floor. So he not only doesn't he doesn't do anything to you, but you realize as he's laying down there, he is not coordinated enough to even try to get at you at this point. So he's going to be out for at least a couple rounds. The other, because there were 6 of them, the other 5 are too far away to do anything. What you do notice, though, is the last of the 6, the one furthest away from you by the elevator and stairs, he seems a little taller than the others. And you see he's just kind of standing there swaying. And you see that he also has a clipboard held
Mid-management
in the crook of his arm. And that's what they do. So now, Actioneers, I will say it is your turn. What are we doing?
Dude, you said
Well,
don't use the
there's an
elevator, right?
behind us we can try, and there's one on the other side.
I'm just saying I
where-
troubleshot the elevator last week.
The elevator has been real touchy. You guys know for the last few months that it doesn't always go to exactly the floor that you select, and sometimes bad things happen. That's not to say it's a guaranteed death trap, but it's also not a guaranteed safe ride.
Let's see. Zombie
So we either
HR.
book it across the floor
Zombie HR
with a
or
minibus.
malfunctioning elevator. I want to say we take our chances with the
I'm
elevator.
fine with that.
I mean, unless there are good snacks here, I say let's go to the
Well,
elevator.
what's the chip situation? What do they got?
Yeah. Like, can we see the snack table from here? Like, how?
The snack table is stacked. Like they've probably been eating whoever didn't survive more than they got into these
Yeah.
snacks, because that's like, no, it's about halfway across the floor here. But
Yeah.
like you see, there are still peanut butter cookies. There are still name brand bags of chips. There's still those mini cans of soda. Yeah, there's
All
some.
Are we
primo
talking cinnamon
snacks.
rolls? Like not the tiny ones, like the big ones with the extra frosting?
We're talking, I mean, out of the vending machine, but yes, full size cinnamon rolls have been.
Let's-
All right.
Yeah,
So I turn around to this. I got this. I got this. And I'm assuming that when Tim sliced himself in half on my clipboard, I probably got some of Tim on me.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Valid assumption.
You are you are a horror show right now.
Yeah. Cool. So I want to totally play up the fact that I am one of the zombies using my charm roll, and I want to zombie walk myself to the snack table, fill up my trick or treat bucket with some snacks. I want some if they got rolled cold cuts and like the little cinnamon rolls, all that stuff. I really want to go ahead and take care of my guys
Some
here.
of those
right?
pinwheels
Because,
and
yeah, right. Totally. There is no I in team. I want to take care of the other guys that are with me, right?
Like it.
Yeah.
Let's get a charm. I'll
Yeah.
take it. I'll buy it.
Yeah. Please roll well.
This will be a great way, if not
It'll be a 4. So not a
a 4.
yeah.
All right. Tell you what. You make it to the table. You do. Why don't you give me a good, let's see your middle management.
Reports.
I'll do it on the day.
GPS. Coffee's
As you-
empty.
A couple of them kind of sway towards you. Oh,
Does anybody want to play paddle at lunch?
on your desk tomorrow? And I logged out of system. So you make it to the table. I am gonna say, with your 4, you can. What am I gonna say here? I'm gonna make a quick roll. Okay, there are enough assets for you and your team. However, once you get there and you're getting stuff, you're putting snacks together, you spill some drink on you, not the punch, but you spill some stuff on you, and it kind of washes away, and you react. Oh shit! You're middle management. You don't like being messy. You don't want
my
your
pants are
socks
wet.
all-
Ugh.
Oh, you know what it is? You do spill some of the punch on your trainers. So,
Ooh, all right.
so as that happens, you give yourself away because all of a sudden, a couple of these guys near you realize you are not, in fact, one of them. So
Yeah.
I'm going to say for your next turn, you are in the middle here, but not in imminent danger yet. You're not attacked
Yeah.
this round.
All right.
And you do have a bag of snacks. So you want to do anything else? I'll let you do one other thing. And I will say, if you eat one of these snacks, I'll give you some assets.
Yeah, I mean, I would love like if they've got like the little ham rolls or like cheese sticks or something like that, like some like highly processed meat product. Like, yeah,
They
I'll
have
show
the
some of that.
pinwheels, but
Yeah.
they've been sitting there a while. So even though you'll get assets, like the bread roll tortilla thing's real soggy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
yeah,
that's okay.
Assets.
That's all right. But if but more importantly, if I notice that they have noticed that I am not one of them, I'm gonna GTFO. Like I can eat in the elevator, but not dying here seems more important. So
I will say you can't get away, but I will let you scarf something down for a D6 of assets.
All right, that works too. Yeah, okay. I'll scarf one of the pinwheels down. So yeah,
cool.
And I'm gonna kill my video real quick because I think I'm lagging a little bit. So
Okay.
Boom.
Okay.
All right, I can still see you. You just can't see me.
Incognito mode.
Why does that make me uncomfortable?
Six on the die. 6 on the die.
Wow.
Here, I'll
Nice.
As soon as the video
Yeah.
cuts out,
See,
of course.
6 on the
very
die.
convenient.
Yeah, 6 on the die.
Mr. Alex.
Yeah.
Michael Zach.
Perfect.
Yeah, excellent.
Okay. So that's good. All right, you regained 6 assets, and let's hear Steve or Horace. What are you guys doing? He took off to the stable, and you watched him. Like, there's a reason he's in management. Like he nailed it. But there's also, he's also super pretentious about his trainer, so it makes sense.
So let me ask you if I can have this item on my person. As an administrative assistant, I need a large volume of pens. So my item is a bag full of ballpoint pens, like a small little pouch or maybe a pocket or something like that I can have like 6 to 10 pens that just get lost generally throughout the day that I refill as often as possible.
Yeah, I like that. And you tell me if this sounds good. One of your pockets has a protector with
Just
like
a boatload
all
of
these different
Right.
pens. Just
So what
crammed
I
in
would
there.
like to do
Yeah.
is I think this is I'm going to make an argument here for previous experience of connections, knowing that pens are currency, but also they're also like they're round objects, so I want to like take them out of my pocket and roll them on the floor in between us and Michael or Alex, Michael Zach, where he's at, so
like
that
as
the zombies are approaching us, they might trip on the way.
Yeah, you know what? I will say you can do that. That sounds good as an item. I'm trying to think. I don't want to say it's one-time use, but if you're going to be throwing them out, it's a one-time use, but it means that any zombie movement is they'll be at a scale down for all their rolls if they have to move.
Cool.
Yeah, I like
hope
that.
This works. So that is a
Cool.
4 total with connections. So
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to say that works, but it means this item is burned. Like, you're not going to be able to scoop them back up unless you want to, like, excuse me, pardon me, drop my pen. Unless you want to get down and pick them all up.
I'm good with letting those go.
Okay,
You
I'm going to
picked one
say...
thing and I hadn't stolen like 5 from you, so that were in my pants. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say that, yes, this is going to cause a scale down for all of their rolls when they move, but this item is burned. Okay, cool. Are you doing anything else? So
I
far
think I
you've
want
thrown
to
out
turn
pens.
around and like hit the button on the elevator and smack it a couple of times, see if I can get it to us.
Okay, roll me your D6 twice. Let's see how long it's going to take.
So do you want the total or... Yeah, so that's a total of 4.
Total, yeah. So it's only 4 floors away from you. So that's not bad. We're going to call it,
Cool.
I'm going to say 2 turns. So the end of this one, the end of the next one, and then the elevator will be there. So I like it. Cool. All right,
Okay,
Horace, what are you doing?
I want to try another, on top of the pens, I want to try another mitigation method to these zombies' movements over here. I'm IT, so that means I have access to email lists. and I want to send out a floor-wide email to everybody so that their machines chime and they know that they have to go to their machines to try to answer their email.
Ooh. Now you're trying to do this on your phone or on a computer here?
You know what?
Because your phone, I will say, even with smarts, will be a scale down because generally the FPR is about the only thing. So unless you're doing some hard hacking.
No. I'm going into a cubicle. Going into a cubicle to do this.
Okay. Gotcha. I'll say this is straight up IT is what smarts on this one.
I'm getting the good die. Come on. Don't tell me I burned all the good rolls. Here we go. That's a 2 + 1, 3.
Ooh, lucky. So, you know what? You do get there, and you get this email together. However, it's not going to go off until their next round.
Yeah. Slow connection
it
on
will
this
work.
floor. It's just loading icon. Yeah, I get it.
You probably more than likely this guy hasn't cleaned his cookies or updated his
Super crowded
megabytes and
desktop.
all those other. Yeah. You
He's
start
not using
clicking
the
around
floppy
and
disk
realize
version.
it's just a picture of a desktop that he's got as a screensaver to look.
What is
busy.
this? What is this?
Because like he didn't lock his computer, so his cubicle mate like messed with his computer.
Just took a screenshot and then moved everything. Cool.
That's pretty good.
All right, it is now my turn then. I'm going to say first off here, Mr. Alex Michaelzak. There are a couple around you, right? There were 6 here. Excuse me. Well, 5 because the one guy ate it on the floor. 2 of them start coming toward you until the one in the back makes some sort of noise at these other 2, and they back off. And this guy starts coming toward you. You realize he has got like a really nice tie on, and this clipboard he's got is metal and engraved, not just
Oh man, he's a level above me, isn't he? Ugh.
You don't recognize him, but he's got that hard, not just middle management, but like
upper management,
trainee,
upper middle management,
upper middle management. He's middle management, but he's doing like you know what it is,
like
and this is going to be going in the game. Yep, he's an executive training program.
Brain dead and still caveable
for
some reason. God damn it.
Yeah,
just like all.
I will say,
like all of them.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as he was a zombie, I knew he was in executive training.
Yeah. He's like a son-in-law of someone on the management team.
Yeah. I've been working on an actual monster manual, quote unquote monster manual for Corner Office for a while, and every time I play, I don't really make them, but my players are like, you know who I hate is this kind of guy. Like, well, he's got to. This guy's going to make it in. So he rolls up on you, and the first thing he does, though, he doesn't swing. He says, I don't see why you'd be away from your team during a bonding experience. Shouldn't you be at the party? And he is going to roll a charm because he's negging you. He's trying to BME, big management energy you here.
Yeah.
Oh, and he rolls a 6. So you're going to lose 2 assets as he hits you right in your pride. Like, this dude is nailing you. This executive trainee rolls up and puts you in your place. And as he says it, he's marking it down on whatever he's got on his clipboard in front of you too.
This is going on your record.
Oh, no.
Cool.
Well, after that, I've still got my other zombies because you are in this cubicle. You've sent out this email, Horace. And as you are sending it out, one of these, you realize, one of these zombies rolls up onto you. Now, he's going to try to get in the cubicle, but he is not very dexterous.
And he's got a scale
and rolls
down,
a
right?
1. Yeah, and he's got a scale down like nothing is working on this guy. So just like the other one, like you're saying this email and you just hear ugh, and turn around and one of these things is just flopped down on the floor outside of this cubicle you popped into. So he's going to be out around as well. And then we've got Steve, the other ones cannot make it to you. So you are still at the elevator
Tapping
pushing
the button. Furiously.
Yeah. Like they're just kind of like sliding on these pens, like grabbing cubicles as they're trying to walk toward you. And it's back up to your turns, fellas.
Cool. So with HR middle management guy, so we all like, do I know who his dad is or his uncle is, like, in the executive program? Like, do we know what that nepotism is?
Connections roll if you're going
because that's where I'd like to hit that. Is I'd like to be like, well, your uncle, when I was playing poker with him on Friday, asked for a very special bottle of scotch because he said something about his no good nephew doesn't know anything and kept getting him the wrong one. Is that you?
That's a hard play, not knowing scotch.
That's a 6.
Oh,
wow. It was almost a 2. It was almost a 2. Like almost like edged to the 2 and then rolled back. It was great.
Oh my God, that's good. As soon as you lay that out, like he hit you pretty good, right?
Yeah,
you guys are trading. You guys are measuring corporate dicks here. You laid this one out, and he immediately. Well, I'm a vodka guy. He's really into these blends, and I don't understand blends. I have to. There's a bottle in my office.
Isn't there a training that you can do with your team here so that to work this out while we go?
I can't. Did he need it now? I have to. And he turns around like he's the team nothing. His uncle up top is calling him out to not just other people. You're not on the executive track, and somehow you know this. Like, he can't let this shit fly.
Yeah, you play poker.
He's gonna
with my
find
uncle?
out. Yeah, he's not. He's not.
He told me he was free on.
He,
he wasn't free on Wednesdays.
So he is gonna turn around and walk off like toward one of the cubicles and just literally sit down. Like you hear him going through things in his desk, and he is not in your peripheral at all. He's gone.
I'm just gonna try
that was
to
a devastating. Yeah. I'm not even gonna make you roll the d6. That's a devastating blow.
Yeah, I just want to very casually like walk back. Then now I've got my bucket full of snacks, and I just want to avoid the pens on the floor and walk back very casually, like I'm supposed to be here. You know? Yeah.
Okay. I like that. So that's your turn. What do we have then for Horace and Steve? I'll say you've got your trainers, so you make it back across these pens with ease is fine. What do you got, guys? Your email is going to go out at the end of this round, so you essentially have to survive around this round of doing something.
You know, I like working with the tools that I got and improving them more, right? So I actually want to take a look at the computer that I'm working with, and I want to assess. I want to assess like the equipment that's attached to it and see if there's any way I can like make my coax cable into a sort of flail.
Ooh. Okay. You're going to have to give me, I mean, this is going to be more than just smarts. At this point, you're working with your hands, you're making a thing, you're doing a thing. You're going to have to harvest assets from this cubicle you're in. So I'm going to want probably work ethic or strength. No, I'm going to...
Hit me with it.
I'm going to say work ethic or strength here because you're smart enough to do this, but that's not what this is. You have to be handy enough to do this because you've already kind of established yourself as a systems guy. But what do you got?
I think it's work ethics. Here. I totally think it's work ethics. I'm going the extra mile, and I'm not getting paid for it.
Your salary, man. You don't have to get paid for overtime.
Right. You're on the clock all the time. Number 5 is the number I rolled.
There you go. So a 5 is a complete success. Oh, that's good. Now, I said your coax cable you had here was pretty tough, right? Yeah. Have you already done your second item yet? Okay. Well, I'm not going to make you use it because that's something as a player you get to decide what your items are. But that's a pretty good roll here. Tell you what, because that is really good. I'm going to say that your coax cable, when used as a weapon here, is going to do extra damage.
Nice.
So you build this like little mini flail around the other end of it. And I'll say you'll get an extra D6 on damage with this.
I look around on it and I find a fucking trackball mouse, nice and fucking heavy, and I like strip the cable.
Literally
and
about
I
to
tie
say
it
that
onto
too.
It, right? And just fucking,
Yeah, that's brilliant.
That's great.
Do I have an amount of extra damage that it does when I use it?
I'm gonna say a D6.
Okay.
There we go. And so we're up to Steve. Steve, are you? You've actually been sitting pretty.
I don't know what I would be doing right now, other than like waiting for the opportune moment to hop into the elevator once it arrives.
Yeah, and it's essentially going to arrive more or less after this. So, you could play it safe and just stand here, or you could,
I would like to. Mostly going to play it safe, but I would like to see if I can maybe roll another connections roll to see if I can figure out like what floor we should be going to. I know the elevator's not reliable, but if I can at least know what button that I should hit once we get in there to try and get us where we need to go.
Sure. Go ahead. Hold on. Tell me how connections would be.
So it's like I know all of the floors on the building, right? Like I get run around to go to different places and do things for people, right? So I would know that the IT department that we're trying to get to, there's maybe this particular floor that would have the item. That
right. And Steve probably networks with all the other AAs in the building, right? So
yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. What do you got?
Oh, so that's a 4?
Okay. I'm going to say that it is on one of two, more than likely in the hands of one of two people in these two IT departments within the next, we'll say 10 to 15 floors here. Because you are acquaintances with some admin assistants on these IT floors, and one of them is essentially IT archives, right? So essentially legacy content, legacy programs, backups, things like that. But you also know that there's another floor that has a set of guys that like to, well, as a hobby, program, update, and otherwise do special projects for IT. So Company Co says, hey, we want to do this thing. What can you do with the resources you have? Whereas another crew is specifically archiving and updating, if that makes sense. So I will say it's going to be one of these two floors. And if that's your turn, the elevator, ba-ding, pops open, and you guys are able to file in easily as the doors slide closed behind you.
So I think I'm going to click the button for whoever is the archives.
Now, a word from our corporate-approved sponsors.
This is Josh.
I'm Liwanika.
And I'm Glenn.
Tabletop Journeys is made up of a team of dedicated role players, storytellers, and friends. Together, we have more than 75 years of experience in countless role-playing game systems, and we love to share our passion with you.
We formed Tabletop Journeys to do what we love. Create epic adventures in fantastic lands with amazing people. We bring our player-driven, story-first game style to everything we do. And no matter what game world you're playing in, detailed settings, heroic characters, vibrant NPCs, and a focus on story over rules can make any campaign legendary.
Be sure to subscribe to our podcast to check out our take on D&D 5e's core rules and ever-expanding content, and to explore other RPG systems and fresh new projects from indie content creators. Join the conversation and let us help you, player or storyteller, get the most out of your campaign's narrative, player characters, and NPCs.
You can also find our original content and rule supplements by searching for Tabletop Journeys on DM's Guild, Kickstarter, and wherever you listen to podcasts.
Thanks for tuning in today, listeners. Be sure to join us next week as we continue our actual play of Corner Office and navigate our way through corporate hell and try to find this floppy disk. Special thanks again to our guest today. Be sure to check the show notes for links to how to find all of them on social media and various other places across the internet. If you enjoyed what you heard today, be sure to leave a rating, review, leave comments, give me a shout out on Twitter at 19hitsthedragon, and of course, go out and tell 19 of your closest friends. Thanks again, and we'll see y'all next week when 19 hits the dragon. Bye-bye.